Good morning and welcome to your Monday morning practice. Now, Monday mornings set the tone for the week. I know today is a bank holiday, so it's going to feel a little bit different from a usual Monday, but Mondays are about our body and our breathing. So we're really going to be working with how we can wake up the body and set the tone for our posture for the week, for feeling strong, grounded, mobile, stable, flexible, and also how the breath is what fuels all of that to happen. So find your way to a laying position on the mat, and I will meet you there. So imagine that you are a bear, a big grizzly bear, and your yoga mat is a tree and you've got an itch on your back. I want you to balloon the bear your way into the most comfortable laying position possible. So really wriggle those shoulders, really wriggle those hips, and look for those bare necessities. And just have a real wiggle and awaken into the spine, and then just bring your chin a little bit closer to your chest. Palms resting to the belly, eyes closed. And start to draw the breath more deeply in and down into your belly. I feel like the air is being drawn in right from the very tip of the nose, following its journey through the back of the nose, the back of the face, into the throat, all the way down into the chest, where the ribs expand, the lungs expand within. Feeling the diaphragm pushing down into the belly to make space for this lung and rib expansion. And finally, those abdominal muscles just gently making that little bit of extra space at the bottom of your belly. And then feeling everything reverse, a very anatomical, visual breath. We're feeling that belly relax as the diaphragm comes back up. The lungs and the ribs soften in, and the breath journeys up through the throat, the face, and down and out the nose. We're just following that journey of the breath from a very anatomical perspective. Breathing that air into your body. And letting the breath fuel your awareness. And then the next time you inhale, really press the back of your head into your mat, keeping your chin quite close to your chest. I don't care how many chins you've got right now, you've probably got more than one, but it does not matter. Really push the back of your head into the ground and your chin to your chest. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, keep pressing, but roll your head to one side. And then inhale as you come all the way back to center. Readjust the head if you need to. Keep that chin really close, that neck nice and long. And then exhale, keep pushing as you roll the head to the other side. And just do that another couple of times. Real pressure, inhale to center, exhale round to the side. Inhale to center, exhale round. And feel this pressured breath-based twist, really awakening all the muscles from the very base of your skull, all the way down the neck and even into the upper back. Let's do one more each way. An osteopath taught me this. And it is one of the best things. It is genuinely the first thing I do in the morning. And bringing that head back to center, planting the palms down. So we've seen to the upper curve of the spine. We're now going to see to the lower curve of the spine because they're linked. So press the feet into the mat with the knees in a nice deep bend and push your palms into the ground. You're going to keep your chin close to your chest, squeeze your glutes and just tilt your pelvis up slightly. You're not going to pick it up, you're just going to kind of roll it back. And then let those glute muscles release and soften and let that curve come into the lower back again. So again, just do that another few times. Squeezing and rolling back. You want to feel like your lumbar spine, your lower spine is elongating and then relaxing to neutral. So feeling that sway. These two curvatures of the spine that we have come in at the same time. If you've ever looked at a baby, 18 months, 2 years or younger, they have a perfectly straight spine. We all do. And then about 18 months to 2 years, those curves start to come in. And they're linked. They form at the same time. And that's why we can hold tension in these two parts of the body. So the next time that pelvis comes down to relax, breathe those arms all the way up over the head, push through those feet, and then just lift the pelvis ever so slightly. So get a little bit of air between your bum and the floor. And just find a little sway from side to side. Just letting those hips do a little swivelly twist. Keep your knees and your thighs parallel to each other. Breathe into the belly and then exhale, lowering the pelvis all the way down. Interlace the fingers, bring the hands round the back of the head. And then as you exhale, squeeze, bring those elbows into the side of your face and lift into a teeny tiny sit-up. Just try and look at your own belly button. Then lower and open those arms all the way out. So we can stick with that nice little sit up, just lifting to look to the belly, lifting the head, possibly a bit of the shoulders. If you'd like to though, you can add the knees in as well, floating them in to draw the head and the knees towards each other and then tap them down at the same time. That's the tricky bit. We want to do the head and then the feet or the other way around. But try and do them together. One more, whichever height, however much you're moving, lifting that head and then bringing it back down. And we're going to then roll onto one side to come all the way around and up into a comfortable seated position. So just noticing how you feel as you rise off the ground. Notice how the back of the neck feels, how the lower back feels, how the breath feels. And as you breathe length up through the spine and soften the slope of the shoulders, really think of yourself. You're no longer a grizzly bear, you're now a totem pole. Your pelvis connects you to the earth. Your rib cage is directly over your pelvis, and your shoulders and your head are directly above your chest and your ribs. So really think about just leaning back a tiny little bit and lifting all the way up. Find that same position of the head, chin into the chest, back of the head sliding up towards the sky. Inhale at center, and this time just tilt your right ear over to your right shoulder. Then inhale back to center, exhale across to the other side. And what I really love about movements like this is how they can feel both simultaneously like a strengthening and a lengthening. And this is one of the most powerful ways to move the body, because we're doing muscular strengthening and postural awakening, as well as ligament, tendon, and muscle lengthening. We're just coming all the way back to center with your inhale, and then float those arms forwards to shoulder height, palms facing down. And as you exhale, a little bit like you're trying to pull a bow back, bring your right thumb to the inside of your right shoulder and really squeeze that elbow around behind you. Then inhale as you extend. Exhale, left thumb comes all the way into the inside of the shoulder. And then inhale to extend. And we are going to repeat this a few times, maybe 5, 6 times. But with each round, as you feel your capacity to not only open the chest a little bit more, but also twist through the back a little bit more, you can start to feel your spine, your back muscles, working with your side body and your abdominal muscles, all in aid of finding this really wonderful activating breath flow. And keep those shoulders as soft as you can. No need to have them up by the ears. Keep relaxing, keep reminding yourself to soften. And notice how much more you're already twisting. When we first did this, it probably felt just like the arm came back. And now you can really turn the chest and the gaze all the way around, just incrementally awakening. And then bringing that left hand back to center. Open those arms out to the side and soften them down. Just give those shoulders a little bit of a roll. That can feel a little bit intense, and we don't want to bring tension back into the head and the neck. Then we're going to plant down or even walk that right hand out to the side and circle that left arm all the way up over the head. We're going to cradle the back of the head right at the bottom of the skull in that left hand. And as you inhale, open your heart and maybe roll your head in your hands so you can look up. And then exhale, bring that elbow across and down to your right knee. And again, we're going to do that about 3 or 4 more times, depending on the speed of your breath. Inhale to open and lift. Exhale to sweep across and down. And feel that entire side body opening across the front of it, opening across the back of it. And the next time you rise up into your lifted side body stretch, just extend that left arm, bend a little bit more into that right elbow and see if you can just go that tiny little bit further, and then float back to center, arms out. Very nice. And then lower those hands, take one breath and feel the difference. Oh, the space, the capacity to breathe so much more on this side. And then when you're ready, bring those fingertips down beside you. Walk them all the way out. Plant the palm as you extend the other arm all the way up over the head. I think it's so key to feel the little areas of holding, gripping, tightness, and notice where they are. Then bring that hand round to the back of the skull and start your flow of inhaling. Roll the head in the hand to aid it in twisting and lifting up. And then exhaling as you bring that elbow across and down to the left knee. Flowing through that a few more times. Again, 3, maybe 4, depending on the depth of the breath. And just make sure that that supporting shoulder is as sloped away from your ear as possible. Rather than being like a crutch here, really use the strength in that bottom arm. Feeling that wrapping sensation all through the side body. And as you lift all the way through to center, finding that side extension, letting the arm lengthen. And as you bend into that left elbow, see if that right arm will go just a tiny bit further. Keep that neck nice and long, tons of space around the head. And then inhale, whoosh, all the way back to center, arms out. Yes. And then relax those arms all the way down. Beautiful. Roll back, stretch those feet forwards, feet hip or shoulder distance. Please do not worry about them being close together, not at this time of the morning. So lift each glute muscle back so you naturally lengthen your hamstrings without really having to do anything. Pressing through the fingertips to lift all the way up through the spine. And then just walk your hands either side of your legs and go as far as you can before you feel your back start to hunch. So you want to be walking those hands forwards into just a hinge. And keeping that spine nice and long and lengthened. Take a really deep breath in. Start to breathe into the back of your body here. And then exhale. There might be another millimeter, maybe another inch. And this time, really press your heels into the floor. And the minute you do that, you feel this zing of awareness creep up the backs of the legs. And take a deep breath into that. And then exhale, just wiggle forwards another millimeter or inch. And then from here, really splay and spread the toes. Get space in between every single toe. Breathing into the back of the body. And then come forwards another inch. And then we're just going to hold here. Awakening into the backs of the legs, keeping that spine long, that heart open. You're really looking at the space in between your toes. Don't worry about your nose coming down to your shins. Think about your chest lengthening down your legs. And then as you inhale, rise all the way up. Arms nice and high to the sky. Again, back into your totem pole. Pelvis, chest, head, all in one nice long line. And as you exhale, twist round towards the left, right hand sliding down the outside of that left shin. I like to do a little pressure slide massage down and open into that twisted lean. And we're getting everything we've already done in this one pose. This is kind of what we've been working up to. So chin to chest. Shoulders relaxed, open into that rotation, breathe into that side body and extend through that leg. If this arm feels cumbersome, bring the palm to the elbow and just go for a nice big roll, opening a little more with the breath. Oh, actually that feels really good. Oh. And then inhale as you flow through to center. And we'll go to the other side. So this time, left hand coming across. Press, slide, massage that right shin as you open. Again, chin to chest. Twisting through the spine, breathing into the side body, lengthening down the leg. And for such a simple movement, good Lord, is this an all-encompassing pose? Really does. Oh my goodness, we have to think about at least 60 things, as well as breathing. Again, bringing that hand into the shoulder if you want to do a few cycles. And then coming all the way back to center, floating those arms nice and high. Take a deep breath in And then exhale, relax the arms, relax the shoulders. We're going to come up into tabletop position. So sweep those feet round to the same side. Plant the palms, knees under the hips, tops of the feet nice and relaxed. Let's flow through cat-cow, but having done so much already, really feel every tiny bit of it. So inhale as you squeeze those shoulder blades together, tilting the pelvis up and back, open the heart, lifting the head. Exhale, pushing into the floor, rounding the spine, chin into the chest. And just keep that flow. We'll do 2 more full rounds. And coming back to center, let's tuck the toes under, sweep your hips back to your heels. Now get that really lovely stretch across the soles of the feet. I find if there's a day where I get out of bed and I've not really thought about my feet, I then don't think about my feet all day, and then they just don't feel great. By the time we get to the end of the day, I've got to get my legs up the wall, I've got to wiggle them around, I've got to massage them. Whereas when I wake up and breathe into the feet, they feel better all day. So keep pressing into the feet, keep pressing into the palms, lift those knees to a tiny little hover, and then really slowly let them rise. Now keep those heels really high and press your chest back towards your knees. And then when you're ready, really puff your upper back forwards and to the sky, and then step those feet in to relax the heels down and find your nice neutral downward facing dog. So hips high, heels are heavy, and head is hanging. And we know all of that is true because it's good alliteration. And taking a deep breath in, and then when you're ready, come through and forwards to plank, the top of your push-up. Now you can be here with the knees up, heels back, head forwards. You can lower the knees. Just make sure that when you lower the knees, the hips come forwards with you. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale as you slowly lower to the ground, resisting gravity. Then lengthen those thighs back, reach those toes back, really point your toes. It's in the same way that we stretch the soles of the feet before down dog. Now really point and stretch the tops of your feet. Inhale to come forwards into Sphinx, pressing through the forearms and palms. And if you like, squeeze your glute muscles together and float the elbows up as well. So it's like a really long Sphinx. Still low, but got that little bit of lift if you'd like it. Breathing into the depths of the belly, and then exhale as you come all the way down. Hands in under the shoulders, tuck the toes, and really slowly, we do this quite quickly because we know where we're going, but sweeping all the way up and back into downward facing dog. And just take some time to move in any way that you want to. Swivel and walk through those feet, bend the knees, swing the hips, ripple the spine, wiggle the shoulders, shake the head. Anything goes. And step your big toes nice and close together. Lower, widen the knees, relax the toes to settle back into Balasana. And I really do feel that we feel like the point of Balasana is to get our head on the floor, but lately, because I'm
calf muscle girl. My bum will never touch my heels. I've got too much leg muscle. So what I've actually been enjoying lately is a kind of dolphin child's pose, baby dolphin, let's call it. Forearms and palms are resting on the ground, chin is close to the chest, and my back is pretty much parallel to the floor from tailbone to crown of the head. Now what's nice about this is that we could revisit that same pose we began with, pushing the back of the head to the sky, squeezing the chin to the chest, and just turning the head to the side. And keeping the totem pole of the body and the totem pole of the face all in line. And just awakening, lengthening, strengthening those muscles through the back of the neck. And take a deep breath in as you come through to center, lifting those forearms up, sweep the knees and feet round to the same side, and bring yourself into a comfortable seated position. Relax the hands wherever they feel most comfortable, to the earth, to your lap, to your belly, to your chest. Combination of those, whichever feels right. And as the light of the day really begins to rise, feel the light of your inner awareness also rising. Remember that totem pole, pelvis with the rib cage on top, with the shoulders on top of that, with the head on top of that. Breathing not just into this open chest, but into the depths of the belly. Good aligned posture, a strong back, an open heart, and a lifted head. Ready for the day ahead, ready for the week ahead, to breathe into this beautiful body. The vessel of which allows you to live this beautiful life. Now take an inhale. Feel as though you're inflating your belly like a balloon. And as you exhale, squeeze those abdominal muscles back and in towards your spine, like you're bringing them together. Take just a couple more of those breaths. Feel that sense of cohesion and fullness in your body. As you inhale, circle the arms, connecting the palms. As you exhale, hug the hands to heart center, bowing ever so slightly. And let's close our practice with a very simple mantra, just Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shanti is the Sanskrit word for peace, but it is the peace that is always present within us. And when you woke up this morning, you may not have felt overly peaceful, whereas now we've dug through those layers and we found the well of peace that we can start to pull up from. A nice deep breath in together. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti. And may that movement practice ripple through your week as well as those waves of peace. Thank you so very much. Woo!